Episode 65 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's see what's on the menu for today. We have PN Picks, what games we've been playing, what games are coming out soon. If you were given a $20 eShop for Christmas, what would you use it on? Talk about that. And also we have a viewer topic. What is your favorite game this year that hasn't gotten much exposure? And Bobby wants to talk about Fortnite dances, so I guess that's happening. Let's get it started. PNP is back. This is the 65th edition, and like always, we are joined by our best co-host on the planet, Bobberino. What's up, man?
What is up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Hope all is well.
Awesome. And Joe after work, what's up, man?
Starting the new Fortnite dance is what I'm doing.
You might get sued, so calm down.
Hey.
Joe, I wanted to ask you what games you've been playing this week. Maybe some games that are coming out soon.
Dude, no, I've been jumping still. I'm almost done with World of Final Fantasy. I feel like I've done every single side quest in this game. I'm down to the last two of what's called interventions, and it's like going back into the past and intervening into someone else's story to sort of help them out. And I just, oh my god, I'm hooked, and at the same time I'm like, this is the most drawn out ending sequence I have ever experienced. Like I kind of want it to be over, but I kind of don't want it to be over at the same time.
I was gonna say, you've been playing this for like a while.
And mind you, I'm only like, this is only 30 hours. This is only 30 hours. Yeah.
Jeez. Bobby, what about you, man?
Just a lot of Octopath, man. I've been playing, like, obviously playing Smash. I put some time into Smash and, whatever. But, dude, I can't. Octopath is just really, I'm loving it, man. I got the final chapter of chapter 1, the final character for chapter 1 to get. So I'm at Alphen. And then once I get that, then I'm going to basically jump into chapter 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my favorite characters and try to do their chapter 2s first.
Yep.
I have about 4 characters that I'm maining right now. Do their chapter 2s, and then if I feel like I want to keep pushing forward, I'll keep pushing forward and go to their chapter 3s. But there's probably 4 characters that I just don't care about either. So so far so good. I'm loving the game though.
That's awesome.
I also got these bad boys in today. These NES
Son of a gun,
okay.
man.
Switch controllers.
Mine was supposed to come in Saturday. Still waiting.
Mine was supposed to come Saturday too, but they showed up today.
So I'm assuming they feel good.
Oh, they feel like amazing, dude. Amazing. Yeah. The crazy thing is I thought that this bar up top would really mess me up, but it doesn't. It actually feels more comfortable to have that little rest up there. And then the two buttons, you push them together, and that basically suspends the game.
Okay.
And you can go to the load screen. And then if you just push the R button, it sends you home. So it's it's really, really good, man. It feels really nice in your hands. I played today, right? A little bit tonight. I was testing them out on Twitch, and I played Tecmo Bowl. And dare I say that D-pad is the best D-pad that I've ever used. Even the buttons is better than the Pro Controller. Like when you hit it, it's much more responsive. Like it's there. And it was like, holy crap, man. It was.
So you got better at Tecmo Bowl. This is.
Yeah, I got better at Tecmo Bowl. As hard as that is believe. It was unbelievable. I was loving it.
And Metroid SP.
These are. What's that? Oh my god, Metroid SP. Have you tried that? Is that game breaking, man?
That is good. That is so broken. It's not even funny, dude. It is trash. It is trash. They start you right at the end. They got you like 180 missiles.
Dude, that's
6 or 7 energy tanks full. You got it's garbage. Like what? And this is what we got into when we talked about it before. Like, what's the fun of this?
Yeah,
it's not.
See, I want those controllers because of like the indie games that are compatible. Like anything that's compatible with a pro controller is compatible with that. You just got to make sure that you don't use extra buttons. So like a game probably like Always Awakening, you could probably use that with.
I don't know. My understanding is you couldn't use anything with it right away.
Oh, I saw a video from Game Explain like testing out different games. Like they were doing Mario Kart. Mario Kart works, but like you can't do certain things. It's weird. So
Yeah,
Really?
that's what one of the folks in my Discord was saying. It was like, oh yeah, I use it for a few other games. It's like, oh,
because that'd be the way to go, playing like Shovel Knight and things like that.
Shovel Knight, I don't think you can because there's additional buttons on there. That
Yeah.
Shovel Knight uses like 4 buttons, but I'm
Like
gonna
Miles
real
and
quick.
Kylo or something. That'd be dope.
Maybe. I'm gonna jump into oh god, I didn't believe I did that.
What?
oh.
Because I was testing, I didn't save my Octopath.
Oh
So now I gotta go back
no.
and it's all right. I was basically in the opening cutscenes for
Okay.
Alpha, so I gotta go. I'm gonna have to go back and
Oh man.
just because
So-
I'm trying to appease the show and try to find some information. It's
Yeah, that is what it is.
this is your fault, Pat.
Oh man.
So I did a little experiment. I walked into Best Buy and I was able to get Golf Story physical without any problems, man.
Nice.
A limited
Yeah, I
run
did too.
game in the wild.
I didn't get it, but I could have. I had it in my hands. I was like, am I really rebuying this thing? No.
Go back
No.
there, rebuy the game, and
I'm
then
not
on the
buying that game again.
On the 21st, you can pick up Ukulele, a spiritual successor to.
If that game is not $40, if it's a decent price, like $10, I'll buy it.
$10.
$10. Yeah, I've been playing some Smash, just like some online matches, but I've been playing. I have a video coming out about Katamari, how that is, if it's worth it or not. I have a review of Arrow. It's a rhythm game. Joe, I think you'd be into this, man.
Ooh.
It's coming out Christmas Eve, I think.
Ooh.
And yeah, dude, the soundtrack on it's actual like songs, like you would know these songs.
Huh.
And what other? Oh, I picked up Grease, but I haven't played it yet. I just picked it up.
Yeah.
So
Guacamelee 2 came out also. I've been messing with that. Forgot about that.
how does that compare with the original?
It's more Guacamelee and
Nothing wrong with that.
no, nothing at all. I'm like, oh snap, okay, more of it. The memes are not as outdated for sure. They threw in some video game influences like right at the beginning, like some references there. I was like, oh my god, the timelines, like it's going total Legend of Zelda with the story right now, which is hilarious. But at the same time, it's like it's still very much that Metroidvania style with the you go to said dungeon, you fight a bunch of people, do your horde your waves of enemies until you get to the bad guy and whatnot. You do your puzzles and whatnot, and you can kind of veer off and within that same dungeon and see if you could like do the more challenging things to get more of the treasures and whatnot. It's neat. I've enjoyed it.
I love the first one.
Exactly.
The first one was so good.
Yeah. If you enjoyed the first one, you're gonna like this one.
Yeah. And I also picked up kind of like a stealth release. Bobby, you ever played a game Toki? You ever played Toki before?
Toki Tori?
No, it's just Toki. It's
no.
It was released
You're
on
like you're all about the token. I'm not.
What?
It was like a NES game, a Genesis game. Like there's arcade ports, but they like completely redid it, and it came out in this like collector's edition type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good, man. The art on it's really good, and it comes with a like make your own like arcade cabinet. It's pretty cool, man. So
Okay.
yeah, it's awesome. Pick that up.
I can't. Okay, so I want to confirm. You can play Alwa's Awakening with this. You have to change the settings though to be BA.
Okay.
Because when you start the game up, the settings are YB, and you will not be able to use the staff. So if you switch the settings, go into the settings with the Pro Controller, change it to BA, you have no problems with it. Works like a champ.
Nice.
Damn.
It's amazing.
That's
amazing.
a game
Clutch.
Yeah, that game it feels real good in that controller. Not gonna lie. So anyway,
Any games coming out? You guys or are you done for the year? We done for the year?
Man, there's nothing really that's coming. I'm going to buy the fitness game.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's coming out January 3rd, I believe, or 2nd, something like that. It might actually be the 4th. I know it comes out the first week of January. I am going to get that because I want to try it. I want to start like every fat bastard in the world. I want to get more fit in the new year, and so I'm going to give that a shot. But there's nothing really that makes me go like,
yeah,
no, nothing major coming. I think Smash was the final run for me for this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
Something could surprise me. I gotta still get Guacamelee too, but we'll see.
Joe, what about you, man?
Yeah, no, just looking real quick at the Nintendo website. I think the only thing, and again, I'm not like crazy interested in it or anything like that, but I am curious enough, is Battle Princess Madeline. That's supposed to come out the 20th, tomorrow, right? No, Thursday. So I am curious about that, so I might pick that up. Otherwise, yeah, Smash and Guacamelee 2 were probably the last big purchases for me for the end of the year until January. Because God, next month is just absurd. Just gaming in general is just ridiculous, dude.
Is that Resident Evil 2 is coming out next month?
That Kingdom Hearts. I mean, even Super Mario U Deluxe. Like, I'm gonna pick that.
I'm picking it up.
You know?
Yeah, I'm picking it up.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting Mario U.
Yeah.
Super Mario U Deluxe. That's a definite.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the eShop, and there is nothing here that is grabbing my attention to be like, okay, I want this game.
There is a snowboarding game, and I know it's like a little cheapy $10 game, but that's the first one on the Switch, man. So I don't know. I was looking at it. It's not going for like stylized. It's more like artsy. But,
I was gonna say function over form.
Oh man, it's bad. We need some extreme sports, man.
Oh my goodness. How about not? This is not 1990s.
Yes, it is, Joe.
Whatever happened to Steep? Steep just never happened. Like Ubisoft announced it at E3 a couple years ago, and then it just never happened at all. I know they also said that they were having some development hell, but it just never happened at all.
That was like silently canceled, no? Or is that still planned?
I think it was canceled. There's no way.
There's no way.
Because that's 2 years old. There's no way they're bringing that out. Because it already launched on the other consoles.
Yeah.
I feel like though that's a game that you could release at any time though. Like that's not like a timed.
I thought it had a lot to do with the Olympics.
That's true.
I thought it had some Olympic stuff in it. I would buy it. I wouldn't care. To me, I would be like, "This is awesome, dude. Hook me up."
Yeah.
This is like the perfect time of the year to just like go back, and if there aren't any games that you haven't finished up, finish them up.
Yeah.
Go through that backlog.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
Perfect time.
For me, I want to do Octopath. I probably want to jump back into Xenoblade this year.
Please.
Before the year's done, because I got the Torna. I want to play that as well. So there's some stuff. Smash is good. It's Smash, but I'm not in this huge rush to continue to play. I'll go in, I'll knock out a couple characters, do a couple runs, unlock some characters, but there's nothing really like making me go back and play. I have been enjoying my time playing online though. I will say that. Mm-hmm. Some matches are just laggy as hell, and then some matches are great, so it's not that bad.
Sorry, I'm just remembering last week where you jumped in and it was like me and Ted had the grudge match of a century, but when you jumped in, we kept bullying you.
Yeah, that was a bunch of BS.
Take it as a compliment, Bobby. They're just trying
That's not a compliment. It's just they were trying to get the good guy out. And they tag team me to get me out.
Oh my god, that Metal Gear Solid stage took the cake though. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Bobby. Like you came back down, I up smashed you with Link, and then you just went flying. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna hate me.
Dude, the bad thing is like you're playing, and it's like I'm hitting you guys, and it's doing nothing to you guys, and you guys are hitting me, and I'm like bouncing all over the place. I'm like,
That's how I
what is
feel
happening?
sometimes. That's how I feel sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell it is. If it's like the certain characters are just like like
yeah. Smash is a game like Mario Party where I'm okay not playing it for like periods of time and then going back and being like, this is great. That's kind of what I'm doing with Super Mario Party and stuff. Okay, Joe, you wake up, you run down the stairs, and Santa has come.
Yeah.
And you open your stocking, and you have a $20 eShop card. What are you doing with it, man?
Oh my
What are you
gosh.
getting with it?
Ooh, is it games I don't have, right? Okay, so
I mean, we can go one of two ways: games we don't have, or if there was a kid watching this and he got a $20 eShop card.
$20 eShop card. Dude, the quickest and easiest answer is my favorite answer ever. Mighty Gunvolt Burst, fam. Come on now. It's like one of the most fun. Yeah, it's $9.99. So you have $10 left over. But no, seriously, like that is a platformer you should have on there. If Mega Man seems something that might be too hard for some people, that is like the perfect like way to get into those 2D platformers. For sure, is Mighty Gunvolt Burst. It teaches you, how to, basically how to platform, and and if you dig that style with, playing as Beck more so than Gunvolt, then you can kind of maybe pick up the Mega Man, X collection or whatever. Maybe the original Mega Man might be a little bit too harsh for you at first, so go with the X because you can still do the dashes and the jumping up. Granted, those games are freaking difficult as well, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it is a fun freaking platform. There's so much different customizability that you can do. It's like the modern 2D shooter, basically.
Yeah. Bobby, you buying a Fortnite skin or what?
Nah, I mean, listen, I would go. I mean, if I don't have a Switch at this moment, like I'm getting the Switch for Christmas, and then I get an eShop card, and my parents are that cheap that they only gave me $20.
Damn.
I mean, one of two ways. I'd either go, SteamWorld Dig 2, and I'd probably buy because Dig 2 I think is $20, so I'd probably just buy Dig 2. Either that or Dead Cells. I feel like those two games are quintessential for each year. Like I feel like they are the best indie games for each year of the Switch. So year 1, SteamWorld Dig 2 is the best indie game on the Switch. Year 2 is Dead Cells, in my opinion. So that would be the way that I would go. I would just be like, okay, this is what we're doing. Me loving Dig 2, I would say go Dig 2 first.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like one of two ways you can go at this. You can get the big game for $20, like I would say SteamWorld or Celeste or Dead Cells or something like that. Or you could get Kamiko and Skyforce and
good
Skyforce. Get that out of here.
Gotta get good games. Gotta get good games for kids.
Or Fast RMX. The quintessentials, man.
But not for nothing.
I just named the two best indie games for the past 2 years, and you're coming with the quintessential garbage?
Fast RMX is a masterpiece, man.
That is
so good. So good.
No, but you bring up a good point though. Like there are those like lower priced, really solid games. Kamiko is a pretty damn solid game. Like if people don't have that in their library, dude, it was like what, $5 when it dropped?
$5. And Blossom Tales is another one, $10.
Yeah,
Blossom Tales good.
Blossom Tales was $10.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I think Blossom was 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes more sense. Holy crap.
It'll do 2 is another good one. That's
Yeah, that's $40 though.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
There's a sale at Best Buy right now for $20 for the physical.
Oh yeah.
Go out there, buy that.
They re-released the launch.
Games. Yeah. And then our boy Jules with the Mutant Muds collection, man. 3 games.
That's another good one. Yeah.
Puzzle game on there.
That's another good one.
So a lot of good stuff, and then games are on sale all the time. So I think 20 is a little cheap, but you can definitely get some good games.
There's variety.
I mean, let's be honest too. I mean, you could get Fortnite for free, and then buy the battle pass or whatever. I don't think the battle pass might be more than 20. Actually, no, the battle pass is $10.
Yeah, it's 10.
So you can buy the battle pass for 10, and then have a long amount of stuff that would give you some good content moving forward, like months.
Warframe's free.
I was just about to say Warframe.
Yeah. So I was talking to my mom because she's getting my little brother a Switch, and I'm like, "What bundle did you get?" And she's like, "Oh, the red and the blue one." She got the one without a game. So,
no.
Mom, aren't you subscribed, Mom? What the heck?
No, she's not subscribed. She doesn't like you, man. Don't you realize this? So maybe introduce her to me and Joe, and then she might start listening.
Or that's know what? I mean, if you're not even just a kid, but like a person looking for some nostalgia, and you had those $20, the Nintendo Online program, dude, all those NES games are right there.
Dude, I just looked today, right? I was just because I was playing. I didn't realize how many games was in there already.
Yeah.
That library is starting to get stacked pretty quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Super Dodgeball on there.
Can I tell you? Listen. Let me tell a story here. So when I was a kid, I was 13 years old, and I got Super Dodgeball, and I legitimately beat it in one night, right? And I was like, this game is garbage. So I was like, I'm going to take it back to the store. So I get my mom, I convince my mom to take it back to the store. And I go back to it was a Circus, the store was called. It was a toy store in the mall. And I go in and I take it in and I'm like, hey man, this game isn't working anymore. I want to return it. And they're like, what do you mean it's not working? I'm like, it just stopped working. I don't know. And they're looking at me like I'm nuts. And the guy's like, okay, well, we don't have another one. This is the only copy we had. So we'll just give you a store credit for now. Come back the next time you come back. And if it's here, we'll give it to you. So I go back the next time, which is like a week or two later. Don't have it. Next time. It's like 3 or 4 times. Finally, I go to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I'm trying to get this game. And every time I go, they won't give it to me. They say they don't have it. He goes, let's go. And he walks in. He's like, this kid's been coming here for weeks, and you idiots don't have this game? He's like, give him his money back or whatever. So they're like, well, we can't give him his money back, but we can give you any game you want. So I look through the rack. They let me pick any you want, and I got Dragon Warrior, which is Dragon Quest.
Nice.
Okay.
And that was my first role-playing game. Made me fall in love, and that was it. That was the end of history, man.
Nice.
So Super Dodgeball has a warm spot in my heart, only because it got me into role-playing games.
Yeah, Super Dodgeball.
Did you really not like it?
It was bad. Well, yeah. I liked it, but I beat it in a night, and I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
Like, it's a good game. It's a good fun. Like, it's not a great game. It's a fun game. It's you know what I mean. But dude, once you get the mechanics down, so easy, dude. Yeah. And I beat it. I literally beat it within a night, which was a couple hours. I came home from the mall 3 hours later. I had a game beat, and I'm like, "So what the hell is this, man? This is it." No.
Dodgeball Advanced, the Game Boy Advance version of that game, is a whole hell of a lot better than any of the other ones. It's such a rough game.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy though how we're getting 3 of these games a month, and little old Bobby was walking to the store getting one.
Those
Dude, I was getting one a week, bro. I was getting one a week when man. I had at 13 years old. I was working for my grandfather.
Okay.
And I was making money on my own, and every Friday night we would go to the mall, and I would go and I would buy a brand new Nintendo game. Dude, I was the coolest kid on the block, man, because I had all the new games. And then the next year I worked, they gave me a raise, and I was buying 2 games a week. It was insanity, dude. I had it was the greatest time of my life, man.
I'm actually curious, not to go too far off. How much were NES cartridges? I mean, this is
so brand new games were probably $40 to $50, brand new. But you could catch sales all the time on third party games, and also I always played a lot of sports games.
Mm-hmm.
So I was buying every single baseball game that came out. So I was buying RBI baseball. And then when I realized that you could buy the black cartridge 10 games, which were illegal kind of, they weren't licensed by Nintendo.
Yeah.
and I was getting those for like $20 a clip. So, because everybody was selling, like I could go to Sears. See, what I used to do is I go to the mall, and I would know the stores to hit that were like stores that sold games,
I love
but
it.
weren't the big stores. You know what I mean? So I'd go to Sears, and they would always have like 3 really good games on sale. And I go in and I'd be like, hey, can I get that one? And I get $20. And then I run down to the other store and I have like a couple bucks left over. Dude, it was all the time. All the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
remember when like the end of SNES era and jumping into N64 era, like games did spike up to like 60 to $80, right? Like I remember
Oh,
Mario
yeah.
64 like being like $80 or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Dude, well, Mario 64 wasn't that bad, but Earthbound was like an 80, almost $90 game. And a lot of that had to do with it also came with not instruction, but a strategy guide. And it was that
Yeah.
big oversized box. Like, dude, games really started to get out of control.
Yeah.
But when I was playing the NES, like I said, brand new games. I think if I'm not mistaken, brand new Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2 and Super Mario Bros. 2 were $50. Which, think about it,
Mhm.
they're only $60 now.
Yeah.
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 Times haven't changed. Like they're not making they're spending more money making games, and they're not making anywhere near the profit. Well, I mean, I know they're making a lot of profit, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's the price hasn't gone up in what 30 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I remember like handheld. Oh, sorry.
No, go no.
No, I was just saying like I remember specifically GBA era and like handheld eras after that, like being $40 for the most part. So I mean, even today, like 3DS games to this day are still like the $40 is like the threshold, unless it's like some crazy JRPG game that they charge $50 for.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like $39.99 and then $50, and then everyone started freaking out like these are gonna spike. But it stayed pretty much 60. Now, Bobby, do you have the boxes or do you just have carts for NES?
Now?
Yeah.
I have some in box. Most of them are just carts. The crazy thing is, if you could see behind me, like right here, that's Mother 2, complete in box Japanese, and then over here, can't see because it's here. I have Mother 3, complete in box. And I was just saying this the other day to Ryan Tolford on NintenTalk Live. I'm like, dude, in Japan, I don't understand what it is. These games are 30 years old, man, and they're complete mint, perfect condition in box. The instruction booklets are there; they are perfect condition, not a crease in the instruction booklet. And I'm like, dude, you see some of the stuff that comes into Nick's shop, and it's like, what the hell just happened? What, this kid chewing the box the whole night? Like, what is wrong with these kids? You know, but it's harder, I think, in the United States to get complete in box than it is in Japan, because Japan, they really took care of their stuff, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah. I was just listening to the CU podcast, and they were talking about how there's going to be certain games, basically because of GameStop, that's going to be impossible to get complete in box. Like DS and 3DS, they just like throw out the cases, so it's going to be like impossible. So, and NES is pretty hard. Like you're even lucky to find a good label most of the time. So
yeah.
So I took to Twitter. This isn't a viewer question, but it's a viewer topic that our boy Jared put up on Twitter. And he said, "What is your favorite game this year that you think hasn't gotten much exposure?" I will start with Joe.
Damn. I honestly have to think about that one.
Okay,
Bobby, you got anything? I'm trying to
go through probably Fortnite. Fortnite for me.
Really?
Dead Cells. Dead Cells is another one that, you know.
If only someone reviewed that game.
Yeah, if somebody would have reviewed that game, you know, I think that game would have done a little better. No, in all honesty, I think that one game that didn't get as much notoriety that I thought was going to get a lot more was Flipping Death.
Okay.
It kind of fell under the rug a little bit. The other one was Runner 3. I don't think Runner 3 got hardly any love when that came out this year. And when those games got announced, people were like kind of like, oh my God, I can't wait. And then kind of fell on deaf ears. Another 2 games that And the reason why I wish they would have done better or more notoriety on them is because I really want them to do better because I want Ubisoft to continue supporting the Switch. Now I know Starlink helped, it's going to keep that momentum going. But man, I was surprised that the South Park games kind of went under the radar completely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially Stick of Truth, man. Like that game came out, and it was like I didn't even know it came out. Like I knew it was coming, but I totally missed the launch window and missed it by weeks. And then I went back and found it, and I was like, oh my god, this thing came out like a month ago, and it's just these silent drops that they're doing, coupled with the fact that like if you're not in that eShop every single week, scouring through the garbage, you're not finding any good. The games you really want, you're gonna miss.
That's true.
Yeah.
Joe, you got one?
Yeah, I got a couple. And I just Musync was one. Musync is a rhythm game. I feel like that harks back though to like Suedo like DDR days for me, honestly, and I feel like if more people like it's coming out on other consoles and other platforms right now, and hopefully it'll get that niche audience. But I feel like that was one that it came from mobile and they dropped it on Switch with free updates for forever. You don't have to like pay additional DLC or anything like that for the more songs that they're adding, but that's a game that I just feel like the rhythm game community could get behind, and maybe I missed out on, who's playing this game, but I don't see anybody like jumping on that. Or when Super Beat Sonic dropped earlier in the year, I think that would dropped in January or something like that. It might have been December-ish. If my memory serves correct. But there was that one, and then RPG wise, NIS America dropped earlier this year, The Longest 5 Minutes, and I get why it probably wasn't, it didn't catch a buzz or anything, or more people talking about it, but that game's storytelling and the way they use turn-based battling, like very minor RPG mechanics to tell that story is something really special. Like that game stuck with me, and I don't get how that didn't get out there a little bit more. Like you talk about like these like niche indie games that people are making, and like this was a 3-person team that made the Super Hero DX, and NIS published it. They sold out of the collector's edition stuff, but I'd not seen anybody talk about that game once it dropped. Like it was just like the hardcore bought that game, and then that was it. And that game's like one of those special games that are up there for me, honestly, of this year.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably the price, because that was like the main thing.
Game.
It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, I responded to Jared and I said Fox and Forest, one of my favorite games this year. It's like a Genesis style platformer, has like the 90s like slap bass music. But I mean it is a platform, and it is tough for platformers to kind of break, into the mainstream a little bit, but it has this awesome weather mechanic where you can go and change the seasons, where it's like summer and winter, and it really like it's really cool because like during the summer you'll see like the water going, and then you can't get across that space, so you turn it to winter and you can like walk right across the ice. So I don't know, it's just really cool. And then also Moonlighter, which is a game that I love, and I don't know why this game didn't take off, especially in the Nintendo community, because it's like the top down Zelda. It has like rogue elements and RPG elements, and there's a physical version as well, but it's just a meaty game. There's like 4 or 5 dungeons, and I played half of it, and that was like 15 hours. So that's definitely a game that you can sink your teeth into. But yeah, those 2 games, I think, if you're gonna, maybe you're in this weird spot right now where you don't know what to play and you're waiting, maybe for Super Mario Bros. Pick up those games, man.
I feel like that was a victim of its own release date on the Switch. Like that game dropped like 6 months earlier everywhere else or something like that. And
Switch Moonlighter, version
yeah. Like that dropped in the dead heat of September where everything was starting to come out.
That's true. Yeah, that's unfortunate because that game dropped on the PS4 because I wanted a review copy for it because I was just so pumped, but he was like, "Yeah, it's not coming soon." I was like, "Damn." Yeah, those are 2 games. So thanks, Jared. He doesn't know I took that, but thanks, man. And then Bobby, the topic of the week. This is it.
Topic of the week.
This is it.
I don't know. Come on, man. I don't know that I'm gonna be all fired up over it. A little bit. I don't know, man. So it just got announced today that 2 Milli is filed a lawsuit against Epic Games, basically claiming copyright infringement on his dances that he created, apparently, because they put him in the game, and he wants money for it. So I'm just curious what your guys' opinions are on it.
This is tough because I can see where they're coming from. So Bobby, you come out with a hit song, the Bobby Shuffle, okay? You come out with this great this great dance and you see it being used, clearly seeing it being used in the most popular game ever. And they're selling it. They're selling it for like what? $8, $10. So it's very frustrating, but at the same time, you are in Fortnite. Like that's huge.
But here's the exactly, because my thing is didn't I make money off the music?
That's true.
Like here's the thing, Snoop Dogg. You're really upset that they took Drop It Like It's Hot? Like, first off, you made that dude prints money like it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
And he comes from the era of sampling. So he was basically swiping music, other people's music, and putting in his, acting like he was an original artist. And it's like, I don't know, man. So my thing is Destiny does it. There's a lot of other games that do it, that because Fortnite is in the media all the time, that's why people are making a big deal about it.
Yeah.
And I just personally think like, okay, where does it start? Where does it stop? Like people like Bill from Run Jump Stomp today, him and I were kind of going back and forth a little bit about it. Just a decent conversation. He was making points, I was making points. And he was like, well, they're selling it, so they're basically profiting off of it. Because I was like, my thing was like, well, how long before the NFL players get sued? And he was like, well, Epic is profiting off it. And I'm like, well, technically football players are profiting off it. Because when football players are dancing and doing stuff, like, did we not see a Fortnite dance as a celebration where they did, one dude got shot and the other guy's running up and exactly like he brings him back to life, and then they do the bomb, like they're doing all this stuff. And it's like, so how long before you start suing football players? Because here's the thing, people go like, oh, well, they're not making money off it. Are they not? Because you start dancing like that, it catches on, you continue to dance like that, and then guess what? You get bigger contracts, you get endorsement deals, you get all this crazy stuff. So it's like, well, they're profiting off it too, and it's like, so where do you draw the line of what this is? And the other thing is, have you copyrighted it? Did you go to the courts and did you copyright it? Because here's the other one that really blew me away. I can't. It's Alfonso, whatever,
Ribeiro.
the dude that played Carlton.
That's what I was just gonna say.
A lawsuit today as well, and it's like, first off, you want to get legit, bro. You don't own that because you never did the dance. Carlton did the dance. You don't own the character. The dance is called the Carlton. It's not. You know what I mean? Like, stop. And you know what? Like, the other thing is couldn't you be sued by Apache or the makers of the song Apache? Because that's what that whole dance was about. You did that for that. And it's like, that goes hand in hand. And it's like, so you want to sue somebody for stealing off of you, but yet if you didn't use that song, it wouldn't. So it's like, where do we draw the line at here? That's my feeling. And it's like, so some of the stuff, let's be honest, Fortnite isn't popular because of the emotes. The emotes are a nice little tag along with it, but that's not what made the game popular. It has nothing to do with it. Yes, they're selling it, and it is what it is. But honestly, Fortnite could just be like, okay, we're going to just take it out of the game. Yeah. And I don't think a person, like, the dances, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it, because I think you start to draw this weird line where this is where I see this going, and this is why I have a problem with it. So a lot of people, right, they get married, and you go on YouTube and you can see it, right? Thriller dances and all this stuff. How long before all of a sudden these guys start going in and copyright striking on YouTube because you're dancing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used to dance every Friday on Free Flow Friday, right? There's a dance, Joe will know. I used to do the Blue Meanie on a couple of them, right? So how long before I get copyright infringed because I profited off that video? Like,
That's true.
I made a little bit of money. I didn't make a lot of money, but I made a little. So how long before I get sued? And it's like, where do we draw the line at here? You know what I mean? Like, where do we go? Like, this is okay. This is not. It's a dance. You're moving your body in a particular way. Like, and most dance evolves. Most dances take something from something else and evolve it. So it's like, okay, so you did some stupid thing, but how long before someone else takes a little piece of that, changes it up, and evolves it? Like, oh, I like how you did that kick, but we could spin it like that. And it's like, so now am I suing for that kick? It's
yeah. Joe, what do
to
you
me,
think?
it's just it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's rough because it's like the other thing too. On top of all this is like you can't copyright a dance like a dance movement as far as I know, and I think that's gonna be the big crux of this whole all these like lawsuits that are happening is if these dudes are winning, then yeah, we're in a world of trouble because then everyone kind of has to keep an eye out and like, oh, I can't do the freaking chance thing or whatever, or what is it? Donald Faison from Scrubs, like he had a dance that's apparently in Fortnite now too or whatever, and he flipped out about it in the middle of like a Scrubs reunion. It was like, dude, what? So it's like the kids,
but it's so stupid because like I said, Destiny does it, right? So Destiny, it's very similar. Destiny does a very similar thing
on there, in the first one, if I remember correctly. That was like one of the early ones.
So it's like you're only going after this because, so in my mind, right? So here's my thing. In my mind, I look at Epic, like they're making it like, oh, Epic stole it. They know what they're doing. They're being nasty and mischievous. If I'm Epic, right, and I look at Bungie, if Bungie's doing it, and I'm like, well, hell, let's just grab this and add it to ours. Like, who played Fortnite because of emotes? Nobody.
They make them popular, to an extent. They make them more noticeable to like the kids, and then the kids do the dances, and I think that's what's happening. And then part of it is all like I don't want to get too crazy about it, but like the whole cultural appropriation and how like certain people are like, okay, this dude doesn't know where this dance is coming from, and all these different styles of dance, and
why do we have to live in a world have to know where everything came from?
Yeah.
Like sometimes things are just cool, and it's why does it matter who created it? In terms of like, like if I'm playing Mario Brothers, like if I hand my little brother a controller and I'm like, hey man, play this game. If he doesn't know where that game came from, why does it matter? Like it shouldn't matter. He shouldn't have to know that Miyamoto made it. He's enjoying the moment. He's enjoying the thing. Like, how long before we realize that like the Thriller dance was made by Michael Jackson? How long before a moonwalk is copyright infringed? Because I got news for you. You let this happen, guarantee the Jackson family is going to coin in on all that stuff. Chris Brown, Usher, you guys better watch out because you might not be able to do that at concerts no more. Because that's where I'm talking about. Like Usher totally dances like Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? So if that happens, how long? And don't tell me that it's okay because it's at a concert. He's profiting off of that. He's making money off of that. And it's like, so how long before that's okay, but that's not okay? you know, and that's where I don't want to hear the nonsense of, and no offense to you, Joe, but like I don't want to hear that. Like, well, they want to know where it's coming from and all that. Like,
No,
stop.
I know, and I'm
Yeah.
believe me, I'm with you on like the whole like I think that it should be totally fine that they're in here. Like, let kids be kids, and I get
Yeah.
it's smart on Epic's part to like put these dances in. It's like, oh hey, is that thing from this thing? It kind of gets like, you know, if the parent is watching that, it's like, oh, I remember that dance or whatever from this show.
I
and
would take
whatnot.
it as a compliment. Seriously,
I
like
would too.
and let's talk about the relevancy of the people complaining right now. Like Carlton, really? Like
Yeah.
the guy from Scrubs. Like this is
Yeah.
just a outcry for some kind of attention.
That's all it is.
I think the line draws when audio is involved. Like if it's
Yes.
just a movement, okay, that's totally
Yeah.
I think it's up for grabs, really. I mean, you can't copyright, the way someone moves, but like as
Yeah.
soon as you get the audio in, which Epic doesn't. So if you never played Fortnite, they don't use like the actual like Snoop Dogg track or
Mhm.
anything. I think it's fine, man. I mean, it's kind of iffy when they start charging like $10 for like a movement that
Yeah.
is clearly taken from another song, but at the same time, it's like you can't copyright that.
But then you have the thing where some rappers have come out and go, I wish they would put the music in there so at least I get the credit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because then they'll
Yeah.
go, hey, which honestly, that's probably the better move. If Epic was to go to these guys and go, listen, we're going to put the dance in there, we're going to put the music in there, maybe even put a credit up that pops up, you know what I mean? Like a credit in the right hand corner,
Mhm.
like a music video credit that pops up and says, like, drop it like it's hot, Snoop Dogg. So then this way people go, like, oh, I like that song. I like the dance. You know what? I'm going to go buy the song now.
Yeah.
But now
Maybe that's the answer.
But now, here's where we get into something bigger. Copyright strikes over the music claims when they get uploaded to either YouTube in the middle
That's
of a
true.
stream on a YouTube, or sometimes even it's happened in the past with Twitch as well, where they go beyond the mute and you actually get like a notice, like I don't know if it's whether Twitch emails you or like it shows up somewhere on your account, but like, hey, this video has music that's on there, like it's not viewable
Yeah.
or it's taken down, something to that extent. I've not had it personally happen to me, but
Yeah.
it has happened on Twitch. That
They'd
starts
probably
to get
have
But
to-
into
that's where Epic would have to go to the artists and just go like, hey, people are going to stream it. They're going to do, because the thing is technically by law you're allowed to do like 15 to 20-second clips for free, and you can't get back charged for that. Anytime that I ever did intros and I used music, I would try to keep it within 15 seconds because technically by law they can't touch it, because when they think about it, like when you go to iTunes, that preview, that's the free legal way. That's the free legal section they're allowed to do in order to sell music. If iTunes made it where that whole song was available, they would have to pay the artist royalties on that whole thing. But because it's only a clip and they're using it as like a preview, because it's okay. So that's always been the 15 to 20-second range. That's always been kind of okay. And I know that iTunes has kind of expanded it recently. Maybe they just got some different rights, but originally that's what it was all about.
I think that's been one of those unwritten things, because the music industry is so fickle, and it's like you go into like all these like different music laws and what's allowed and what's not allowed. Like the 15 to 20-second thing, like I've always heard of it, but I don't know, maybe I need to do more research on it, because it's been a while since I've like I even took a music law class. Like it's really weird. If that's like an unwritten thing or if that's something that's been implemented after the fact, because even then that's still like very dicey, and they can choose to have that, like Twitch immediately will just mute out whatever things that are on there.
Yeah, they would have to make like a streamer mode or something where it's like if you put the streamer mode on, it's like the generic Epic Games like music type stuff.
Yeah.
The best story of copyright infringement lawsuits is the Dr. Dre George Lucas one. So back when Napster was a thing and Metallica started suing fans over downloading music on Napster. Dr. Dre followed suit. And Dr. Dre turns around and he files these lawsuits. He puts out these lawsuits against all these fans. The next day, George Lucas files a lawsuit against Dr. Dre because at the beginning of his album, he had the THX sound. And it was like, you're suing people for stealing, bro.
Right.
And here you are stealing from me. And it's like, that's
God.
what I'm talking about right there. Like, you guys all did this for years.
Yep.
And got away with it. And now all of a sudden you want to come down on a video. And again, the only reason is because the game's the hotness right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, Epic Games could go and be like, okay, we'll delete all of those emotes, continue to make original ones, continue to update the game, and they'll be perfectly fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a compliment. Like, this is like a borderline like honor to be in like a game like this. It's like everyone's playing it, millions of people are streaming it. So like, I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
I feel like the way this is gonna end is all behind the like not in court. Like I think they're gonna settle out of court where it's like, hey, I don't think anybody wins money per se, but I wonder if they end up taking out those moves and reimbursing people, because don't you spend V-Bucks on the emotes and whatnot?
Yeah.
And like giving some sort of credit on those.
Some emotes you get for free. That's why I was saying it's very much like that's some you get for free, they're bundled in. Some you buy, but that's off of V-Bucks that you've earned by playing the game. Yeah, because you get V-Bucks by playing the game.
Yeah.
And accomplishing thing. If you buy the battle pass, you get money for free. And then some you just flat out buy. So that becomes a thing of like, well, what did people pay? Did we give people V-Bucks and they bought it with that, or was it bundled? They'll know if it was bundled in like a battle pass.
Yeah.
But like, if for me personally, like I have 1,000 V-Bucks right now, and that's all that I've earned so far off of this season so far. So if I buy a dance with that, really Epic didn't earn no money off of me.
Yeah. I think it's like a good favor though, like just to like get everybody like excuse me, like oh my god, I'm dying here. Like so like how much does one of those dances cost? Do they vary in price, or is it usually just all the same?
It's like $5.
$5. So is that like 500 V-Bucks or
500 V-Bucks.
Okay. So like let's say we're going to give everybody 500 V-Bucks or something like that. But with this update, we have to remove some of these dances, so this is sort of like the compensation of that of some sort. Even if you didn't spend the actual money on those dances and earned it with in-game currency, just as like a, hey, we're really sorry about this, but this is what we have to do, and hopefully you understand.
I think what happens is if Epic pulls all the dances out and reimburses people the money that they spent on them, the fans are going to turn on the rap artists big time. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
I really think that's what'll happen, because you got to think it's little kids. They don't think logically. They're going to get pissed that this rapper made them lose their dances that they love in Fortnite.
I don't think
everything. The guy from Scrubs, right? If you download Fortnite day one, you get that dance. So why is he mad about, like, there's no money being made off of that dance?
Exactly.
The default dance. That's
the
like
fact that it's there.
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Some of them are being charged for it, and some of them you get for free, and it's like, so why are you upset? And like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's what Pat was saying before. It's like, you get on the train, it's a popular game, everyone else is getting mad about it, so let me join in. And the more people that join in, the bigger the story gets, the more that they can bring it to making an actual claim in court that, like, hey, all these people are, that they have their dances and whatnot and all that stuff. Like, it's a big kerfluffle, and
I think they should take out all of the controversial dances, reimburse everyone, and then Epic wins two ways, because they get rid of the legal stuff and people have V-Bucks, and they probably need a little bit more to buy some things in the Epic Store. They have all the power, man. They have all the power.
It's true.
So guys, I think that is episode 65. Before we go, guys, if you want to check out a holiday special, the Angry Video Game Nerd teamed up with Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
So good. He played all the Home Alone games, so like the NES games, Genesis. It was so good.
The Game Boy one was best.
It was so funny. It's cheesy as hell, but that's him. But you can check out Bobby at nintendoguru.com, joeafterwork.com. Just don't look at the sexy section. It's bad over there. But guys, we will see you. Actually, will we see them? Because
we got to talk about that.
We got to talk about it. We'll let you know. Eve. We're gonna record it. I won't be here on Christmas Eve.
I'm gonna be in Pennsylvania.
We're not missing an episode. No,
but we'll
figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out.
We'll record it like Monday, and it'll be there.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. We ain't missing a day.
But we will see you in a very Christmassy episode of episode 66. So we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out, Preston.